Buongiorno a tutti. Good morning, everyone. And welcome to our fourth appointments with EU Funds webinar series. Before starting our webinar, I just want to let the attendees be with us. So a few seconds, and I think that it's important to give one more seconds to let the other join this meeting, this webinar today. I just want to remind you all that even if, let's say, the time is running and moreover, we are in a festivity, let's say, environment, the webinar, all the webinar series of our Chamber of Commerce will be recorded and have been recorded before for the previous meetings. And they are uploaded on our website and on our YouTube channel. So basically, the webinar is addressed for those who are joining us also during the upcoming days, or during whenever for them is it convenient, they can join and they can listen to our information, let's say, seminars regarding EU funds. I think that we can even start. Again, good morning, everyone. This is our fourth appointments with EU Funds webinar information series. As you know, I'm Rosa Cusmano, the executive director of the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Bulgaria. And with me today, there's Anselmo Caporossi, the Deputy Secretary General of the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Bulgaria and the head of European International Cooperation Department. Before this webinar today is as I told you before, is the fourth appointments, and we will focus on two programs, and particularly then we will be at your disposal for any kind of question. The focus of today is regarding Europe Digital and Creative Europe. We got, as I can say, we got some requests regarding mainly the Creative Europe program, particularly from those who are interested in investing and in setting up their business in Bulgaria. So that's why today we are focusing on Creative Europe. And of course, if we have time, because they are two big programs, and the time is not enough at any time when we are speaking about EU funds. We will later on discuss about Europe Digital if we have time. Before, let's say, giving the floor to my colleague Anselmo Caporossi, I just want to show you, mainly you know perfectly about the Creative Europe, and let me just share with us the EU video regarding this particular program regarding creative industries. So for the time being, I'm just sharing my screen and just launch the video regarding Creative Europe. What's in it for me from the European Commission website.
Do you work in a creative place? Maybe you're a filmmaker or an author. Perhaps you're an artist or an actress. Maybe you're an app designer with the lowdown. Whichever cultural or creative sector you work in, the European Union can help. And that's where Creative Europe gets going. Creative Europe offers people like you, yes, people just like you, the chance to gain funding and support for your projects. This would mean working with partners in other countries. Support could come in the form of training, or it could be audience development. Yes, Creative Europe can help you tap into an audience of more than 500 million EU citizens, not to mention billions more around the world. Are you ready for a new opportunity? Then make sure you get involved. How does it work? Once there were 3 programs for applying to this sort of thing, but to save you from getting tied up in knots, there's now the one-stop shop, Creative Europe. Not only that, but we've reduced the paperwork for applicants, so the process is quicker and easier. To top it all, the total funding has increased to more than 1.4 billion euro. But you might be wondering what this means for you. Well, say you want to train your team to switch to digital technologies. We're there. If you're looking to increase your audience, we're there too. Yes, Creative Europe can support marketing and circulation of work across borders. In film alone, it would take several months of non-stop viewing to watch all the features expected to be distributed with this funding. If film's not your thing, it could be an animation, video game, work of fiction, or concert. We help you get off the ground. Maybe you want to get a successful novel translated so readers across Europe can enjoy it in their own language. After all, Creative Europe plans to translate over 4,500 literary works. Or you might be more interested in shining a light on the original. Creative Europe runs prestigious awards to draw new audiences to the best creative talent in architecture, music, cultural heritage, literature, and filmmaking. Even cities can battle it out for an award on the European scene. And each year we award the title of European Capital of Culture to 2 cities. And the best thing about Creative Europe? We fund projects of all sorts of sizes involving any cultural and creative sector. It doesn't matter whether you're a 2-man organization or one with 1,000 members. You can all benefit from Creative Europe. Are you ready for a new challenge? With so much to offer, there's bound to be something in it for you. To find out more, visit ec.europa.eu/creative-Europe or join the conversation on Twitter.
Thanks a lot for your attention, and I think it's a really nice video regarding Creative Europe. So as you heard in the video, how can I get involved? So this will be the question, and the answer will be done and will be given for you by my colleague Anselmo Caporossi, the Deputy Secretary General of the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Bulgaria and the head of International Cooperation, Structural Funds and the European Program of our Chambers of Commerce. So buon lavoro a tutti, and thanks a lot. Technically, just a few seconds, the webinar is recorded, and it will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, on our website. So for those who didn't have time to join us today, this morning, because this afternoon we are having 2 more programs, they can follow us directly on the registration, so by watching the registration. Thanks a lot again. I don't want to waste your time, and Anselmo, please, the floor is yours. Grazie a tutti e buon lavoro.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your participation. I will introduce to you an overview about the Creative Europe program that is dedicated to develop, to sustain, and to strengthen the European culture and the creative sector. It will continue to implement the actions implemented by the European Commission in the previous program period with the same name. It was again Creative Europe program. In this new program period from 2021 to 2027, the program will have a total budget of 2.44 billion of euros. So it's a quite huge amount of resource to sustain this program. The program is mainly based in 3 main, let's say, strength, sector, area of intervention. That one related to culture, and it's including also the creative initiative. Those one related to media, it's that will cover the audiovisual sector, and the cross-sectorial strength, that it's a cross-sectorial that it will involve again culture and creative sector, but also other sector that in some way, directly or indirectly, can be connected with this one. So we will gonna analyze now which are the main funding opportunity under the culture program. They cover, the culture program mainly cover a different range of action, mainly are three range of action. The first one is the so-called horizontal action, that it's aimed to sustain cooperation projects, networks, platform, even mobility of artists and cultural professionals, and even the policy development that each member state could done. The second sector is the sectorial support. It's mainly focused on supporting specific subsector like music, artists, publishing of literature works, culture, heritage, architectural intervention, and other sectors. The other is the last one is specific action, special actions that are mainly addressed to the EU Cultural Prize, the European Capital of Culture, as in the previous program was done, European Heritage Label, and support, a special support in this final action will be given for the young high quality artists. This is, let's say, a new action that it's very interesting. Now, of course, the program was started this year and are waiting the launch of the first call for proposal that will be divided. The whole program as a whole, doesn't matter in which specific strand, as we say, the strand are three: culture, media, and cross-sectorial. The main objective of the program are two. The first one is to support and to strengthen the cultural and the creative organization, cinema, production, and distribution of films. The second one, main objective is the Creative Europe, to encourage and to sustain the audiovisual, the cultural and creative players, organizations, meaning that to support them in the process toward the digital era. Even in this case, as we said in the previous presentation related to other program period, this is, let's say, the digital transformation is a cross-cutting priorities for the European Union, that in this new program period, we will find in each program, specific sectorial programs, even in the Creative Europe program. So this is a very important topic. So with this objective, the European Union want to support the European culture and audiovisual initiative works project to reach a large audience in other countries. It's meaning to go outside the European Union. So in this case, particular attention will be given to those projects that can produce impact that are not only related to the European Union and its member states, but can go over the boards. So it's meaning that can reach a bigger audience outside the European Union. So now we will see the main contents of each program strand. The first strand, the cultural strand of Creative Europe's, will support and help the culture and the creative organization. And I would like to say that in the previous program, always for the previous program period, the program was defining and supporting a lot the so-called creative industry, making the difference what is a creative industries and what is a cultural industries. So also in this program period, in this trend, the program will support the development of initiative and projects in this sector, that especially they will operate at transnational level in a coordination and with other organizations, with other European member states, promoting the so-called cross-border circulation of works, of project results, on all those activities that are related to culture. Because the aim is to provide and to achieve a bigger goal that can be defined as to develop a European dimension of the culture, of the European culture. And this is very important, even again outside the European borders of the European Union. Then we have the media strand. In the previous program, we had a media program. Now they combine in only one program. So in this new Culture Europe program, the media strand will support different actions that are connected or related to the development, distribution, and promotion of cinema products. So in this case, the European Union will support projects that are related to the audiovisual works as films, TV series, documentaries, video games, and immersive content. And also other initiatives that are in some way directly connected with the media sector, that are festival and the so-called industry markets. Special focus, as did the previous program, will be given to the training programs. There will be specific call for proposal in this case that they will gonna support project. They're aiming to support training program for different, let's say, professional profile work in the audiovisual sector. And it will be very important. And also in this case, will be given a specific attention to all those projects that can ensure that the project result can be spread, can be disseminated outside the borders of the European Union. Now we will see which is the third sector. Before that, just to say something more about the media strand. The media strand will be divided, let's say, will be based, structured in 4 main thematic clusters. So content, business, audience, and policy. Also in this case, the last one that is interesting because will involve directly the public authority involved in this sector to support reform or let's say development of policies or recommendation or initiative that are made directly by the member state. So it will not only involve the so-called organization. As organization, we mean not only organization as organization, but also companies that working in the audiovisual sector. So could be a company that produce film or documentaries, for example, or TV series or television, for example. all the organizations that are connected with the audiovisual sector. They will be the main beneficiaries of the program. Then the cross-sectoral strand, the last one, will address, let's say, common challenges and opportunities in the same time, because this is, let's say, the innovation in the new program. The innovation in the new program, the program tried to answer with concrete actions and founding opportunities from one side to the current challenges that the sector is facing. By these challenges were identified by an analysis of the result of the previous program. And then the opportunities that the culture and creative sector and also the audiovisual can have, because the European Commission defined this as a very important sector, because the culture and creative sector and the audiovisual sector, according to the evaluation of the European Commission, are a sector that can bring not only development to the whole European Union and its member state, but also can create new job opportunities, can hire, let's say, the professional performance and profile of experts working in this sector, and can, of course, support the dissemination, the exploitation of the European culture in the world. This is the main things, the main, let's say, sub-objective of the program, for which the European Union is putting a lot of attention and a lot of efforts. So this cross-sectoral strength will mainly focus in three actions. The first one is the transnational policy cooperation that are aimed to promote knowledge of the program and supporting the transferability of the result gained with the project implementation realized also in the other strengths. The other one that is new and very interesting is the creation of innovation labs. These labs aims to promote innovative approach to the content creation. I mean, always within the cultural, creative, and media audiovisual sector. And then the distribution and the promotion across cultural and the creative sector, matching different cultural sector that in some way can cooperate among them. The last one is the new media. Again, will support media literacy, quality journalism, and media freedom and pluralism. In this case, to translate in a very practical way, this last action is mainly focused even to support the media as not only production of movie, films, or documentaries, but even for the providing of information. So let's say that journalism sector. In this case, can be supported television, radio, and all other organizations that in some way can interact with this sector. Then, let's say that now we can say which will be the funding rate and the maximum grant amount. In this case, this will change a lot according for each call for proposal. Let's say that the program still didn't define precisely which is the maximum rate. First of all, the financial support of the European Union will be given through a grant. Then each strength that we saw before, these three strengths, For each strand will be published different call for proposal. In each call for proposal will be identified and specify which is the funding rate and the minimum and the maximum amount of the grant that can be given by the European Union. Generally speaking, if we have to make a range, the funding rate will be between 50% up to maximum 80% of the total eligible cost. And of course, again, each call for proposal will specify and will identify which exactly are the eligible costs. It's meaning for a project, which are the costs that can be financed. Each call for proposal will specify which are these eligible costs. And also very important, I have to remember that most of these actions, this trend and the related call for proposal will provide, as the other programs done, the composition of international consortium. It's meaning that a project, for example, even in the audiovisual sector or in the creative industries or in the culture sector, can be submitted by an applicant organization that will be the lead partner of an international consortium of different partners coming from different European member states. Each call for proposal will specify the composition of this consortium. It's meaning the minimum partner and the maximum partner that can be involved in the project, in one project. For the previous experience in the previous program period, many call for proposal provided that the minimum composition of a consortium can be made about 3 partners coming from 3 different member states. Even in this new program will be, let's say, will be work this rule, but also is provided that for some actions and for some specific strand, and then for some specific call for proposal that will be published according to the, each specific strand, will be also provided condition, special condition for which a single applicant can submit a project proposal. It's meaning that it's not necessary the composition of an international consortium. This difference, if it's a single applicant or a consortium, this will be made by each call for proposal that will specify the eligibility condition of the applicant and beneficiary organization. And of course, will specify also other important topics like the funding rate, the maximum grant amount, the maximum duration of the project, if it's 12 months, 24 months, or 36 months. And then the eligible expenses. And with this, I would like to ask you now if you have some special, if you have some question, or if some comments, or if something was not quite clear.
Okay, thanks a lot, Anselmo. Thank you so much for your presentation. One question, I mean, it comes to my mind. So you told that for the time being, we don't have still call for proposal launched by the European Commission. Is it right?
No, it was. It's now. It's a forthcoming one exactly. That we are waiting for one, and it was published before one, but it was closed. But there are, of course, published. But as I said, each call for proposal will specify the specific condition that was listed before. So there are now new forthcoming call for proposal that very soon they will be open with a deadline for submission of the project proposals.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you so much,
Please.
Anselmo, for your answer. I don't know if somebody who is connected is glad to ask to ourselves some specific question regarding the Creative Europe. So Creative Europe is a really interesting program. Moreover, we have today among some of our participants also some companies working in industry field. So I just want, if you are just watching us and listening to the main objectives and the main, let's say, the overview of this program, because the objective of our webinar is just to informing that programs are ongoing and basically they were approved by the European Commission. So step by step they are coming the call for proposals, and our job, our department, it's operation in this way to first informing you and then to help you to support in presenting a project regarding, in this case, Creative Europe. So if you don't have, let's say, question, I just want not to waste your time and just to remind you that the webinar is recorded and uploaded on our YouTube channel. You can contact the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Bulgaria via europa@camcommit.bg. Anselmo and I, we will reply to our question, and we will be glad to invite to our offices to discuss and to deepen your requests. Then I just remind you that this afternoon at 4:30 Central Europe time and 5:30 p.m. Eastern Europe time, we will have the second, let's say, part of the webinar regarding EU funds, dedicated this afternoon to two important programs. One, it is connected to citizens and equality, and the other one, it is connected to EU for health. So this afternoon, the second part will be also held, and I hope that many of you will join us. Anyway, I'm completely aware that the time is not easy now, and I think that we will got also many visualization of our YouTube channel. So I think that also this virtual mood of developing, let's say, initiatives, in this case informative initiatives, will be soon over, in order to let's say, all of us joining in a physical place and discuss and informing it, meeting you personally. I don't know, Anselmo, sorry for interrupting.
No.
Something.
I just wanted to say something that I just mentioned before, that this is a very important, according to me, program, because especially for the first trend related to culture, special focus is made to the creative industries, let's say creative sector. That is actually now in Europe, there is not still very strict definition what is a creative sector, because the creative sector is something very large that it's involving directly and indirectly all kind of companies in this industry that in some way work with culture and creativity. So in this case, we can think about, for example, from a company that produces a souvenir, from a company that it's working with audiovisual or with this IT digital technology for delivery of culture contents for museums, for example. So it's a very huge and big sector that actually it's offering big opportunities for development. That's it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And moreover, I just want to remind as well that the department that services, I mean, the huge service of the Italian Chamber of Commerce portfolio, it is connecting also to scouting. You spoke about partnership. So basically it's in our, let's say, one of our axes of intervention to look for partners, to create partnerships in Europe and outside Europe. In this case, also we can do it. We can help you in this case. Let me just, let's say, close also this webinar, thanking a lot and reminding you that all the EU Funds webinar series, this is the second edition during the pandemic contest, is organized in cooperation with Venice Promex, the international agency for small and medium enterprise of Veneto region, and Union Camere Veneto and its delegation in Brussels. I mentioned this. I thank a lot our Italian partners and European partners in this case. They were with us during the first, because I remind you that we started on the 1st of December, and with the Next Generation EU program, we continued with Mrs. Martin regarding the new programming cycle of funds 2021-2027. And today the focus is on different programs, just to give you an overview regarding what it's in Europe, let's say, purposes towards companies, towards, let's say, citizens, and on. So if there's no more question, Selmo, if you don't have something more to add, I think that we can close today, and we will see each other this afternoon at 4 p.m. with citizens and equality program and EU for health. Thanks a lot and enjoy your working day. Grazie mille, buon lavoro a tutti.
Arrivederci.
Grazie Anselmo.
Grazie a te.